Hey, welcome to EPN. My name is Victor Lucas. We bring you the latest in everything cool every single day. And Jordan Cunningham, your comments about Disney Infinity were on point. Ben, Steve, and I had talked about it in our latest podcast, but this rundown is dedicated to you. Fans of classic horror are getting a real treat next Halloween. Legendary filmmaker John Carpenter, who wrote, directed, and scored the original Halloween film, is taking a stab at an all-new movie in the killer franchise. He isn't directing the project, but will serve as executive producer and creative consultant. It promises to make sure that it will take the franchise back to its psychological horror roots instead of relying on cheap jump scares like some of the more recent Halloween movies. Best of all, John Carpenter is also in talks to score the film, which is great news because his music is what helped make the original Halloween so frightening. This will be his first time working on a Halloween movie in more than 30 years, and he's mostly been out of the filmmaking loop in general, having only directed one movie in the last decade. It's still unclear if the new Halloween will be a sequel, remake, or reboot. It's being financed by Jason Blum, the producer behind modern horror hits like Paranormal Activity and The Purge. Expected to carve up theaters next year.
What's the boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, it was.
It looks like the makers of the next Star Trek movie are doing everything they can to win over fans. Star Trek Beyond will be screened at the San Diego Comic-Con for free on July 20th, 2 days before it opens wide everywhere else. It will be shown on a Starship-sized IMAX screen near the Convention Center, complete with the cast and a live performance of the score by the San Diego Symphony Orchestra. Director Justin Lin says that they're doing this to celebrate the release of the film with fans. It seems as though winning over the fan community is a priority right now. The first trailer for the film was met with an extremely negative reception online, and the filmmakers have been doing everything they can to catch up since then.
Let's never do that again.
The recent second trailer was met with a much more positive reception, so hopefully the film itself won't disappoint.
Hold on to something!
It's not the only new voyage to the final frontier. An all-new Star Trek TV series will beam down early next year. Comic-Con is almost impossible to get into, but now it's a little bit easier to get into another big entertainment event. For the first time, the annual E3 Gaming Expo will be open to the public, sort of. A special event called E3 Live will take place near the regular E3, inviting members of the gaming public to try out upcoming titles, meet developers, and do what we always do at these events, collect free stuff. E3 is technically a trade show, so unlike other gaming events like PAX and Gamescom, it isn't open to the general public. There have long been voices calling for this to change, especially in recent years as more and more publishers have pulled out of the show altogether. Several big game makers like Nintendo and Bethesda have already begun holding their own public events in conjunction with E3, so this seems like a natural step. E3 takes place June 14th to 16th. We'll be there, so expect coverage right here on our channel. Xbox One owners can crash and burn for free next month. Microsoft has announced the free games with gold titles for June. The two free games for the Xbox One are Ubisoft's racing game, The Crew, along with the ridiculous sandbox game, Goat Simulator, which was just released for the console a few weeks ago. Xbox 360 owners are getting the hardcore platformer Super Meat Boy and the turn-based strategy game XCOM Enemy Unknown. As usual, both of the 360 games will also be playable on the Xbox One thanks to backwards compatibility. Microsoft's rival, Sony, has struck gold with their latest game. The PS4 exclusive Uncharted 4 sold 2.7 million copies globally in its first week, becoming the fastest-selling game yet on the console. This also puts it on track to become the most successful game title from developer Naughty Dog. The success of Uncharted 4 can be attributed largely to its rave reviews, and you can watch our review by clicking the link on your screen or in the description below. And it looks like PlayStation games aren't having as much luck on the big screen. The recent Ratchet & Clank animated movie based on the iconic PlayStation franchise is expected to lose about $10 million at the box office. This is bad news for Sony and casts doubt on their plans to turn more PlayStation games into movies. Films based on games have always had trouble winning over general audiences, but studios seem determined to make them work. The big-budget Warcraft and Assassin's Creed movies are coming soon, and Nintendo recently announced their intentions to turn their valuable properties into movies. The first hit film based on a video game might already be here. The Angry Birds animated movie has already earned $150 million worldwide, becoming the #1 film in its opening weekend. The fact that Angry Birds is already well known by non-gaming audiences probably helped.
That went well, if you're me.
And that does it for the Rundown today. We'll be back again with a brand new one tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Hey, thanks for checking out that video on our EPN channel. It's just one small part of the things that we make around here. So if you liked it, don't forget to check out some of our other vids and hit that subscribe button.